Now, we've got something a little more interesting. So, taking with the history of the AFC East, had some of the greatest teams of all time in that division. You know, you've got the Patriots dynasties.
Yep.
You've got the Dolphins of the 70s.
Danny boy.
You got Marino. So there's some of these like all-time great teams there. So we thought it'd be a fun little segment here to list our top 10 greatest teams of all time, since it kind of correlated with the division.
Yep.
I don't know. We've decided what? We're going to go down from 10 on this?
Yeah, do you want to do, we'll do honorable mentions first?
Yeah, the honorable mentions first, just to kind of weed out the wish-wash. But, you know, go ahead with your honorable mentions.
So, I mean, I feel like, obviously, we have to give honorable mention to, like, I would say, like, you know, the 2021-ish era, like, Chiefs. Obviously, they went for the 3P type era.
Yes, yes.
You got to honorably mention them, because they were ballers, for sure.
They were, for sure.
You got to give them, I think you're going to give it 2, but Seattle, Legion of Boom, for sure.
The Legion of Boom, early 2010 Seahawks. I've got the 84 Dolphins. That was the one where Marino broke all the records. They lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl that year. They're an honorable mention in my mind. Now, these are where I'm going to get a little controversial with my honorable mentions. These eras of teams are not going to be on my list. The 90s Cowboys. So that means no team from the 90s Cowboys is on my actual list. I'm just putting that era there.
Okay.
That's one of my honorable mentions. The 90s 49ers.
The 90s 49ers, okay.
Okay. The 2000s Colts with Peyton Manning.
Yep.
I don't have any of them on my list.
2000s Ravens. I'll give them an honorable.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Yeah. I've got the 60s Packers. And I know that could be really controversial. So I don't have any of Lombardi's teams on my list.
The 66, the original Super Bowl winners.
Yeah.
That's a good honorable mention.
I don't have any of the Lombardi Packers. Yep. And then I don't have any of the 1970s Cowboy teams.
Okay.
You have, okay. All right. So those are all my honorable mentions. Do you have any more you want to throw on there before we get into it?
Nope, let's get into it.
All right, bud. Do you want me to go first? I'll go. We'll go back to back like we did.
First.
I'll go first though. My number 10 all-time team, bro. I'm excited for this. All right, I'm maybe drinking some sauce here. I got the 98 Vikings.
The 98 Vikings.
1998 Vikings. 556 points scored. Went 15-1. Had Randall Cunningham, prime Randy Moss, Chris Carter. They were first in scoring, 6th in points allowed, so they were like a top-tier defense with 296 points. Other than the 2007 Patriots, they're probably the best team to never win a Super Bowl, realistically. I mean, they lost in the NFC Championship game. They had a Hall of Fame kicker, Gary Anderson, didn't miss a kick all season long. NFC Championship game to win the game to go to the Super Bowl, missed the chip shot.
Okay.
One of the greatest teams of all time, never won a Super Bowl. 1998 Minnesota Vikings, number 10.
Number 10. Okay. I like it. Okay, so my number 10.
All right.
All right, this is going to be a deep dive here.
Okay.
So, my number 10 best team of all time is the 48 Cleveland Browns.
What are we doing right now?
Hey, I have the stats to back it.
I thought I was about to have a wild list. Okay. No. I have not heard this list, Sideline Society. Here we go.
The stats to back it. Okay. So first off, the Cleveland Browns, 48.
Mm-hmm.
So
that era I've heard.
We won the 46, the 47, and the 48 championship.
Three-peated.
Hashtag three-peats. Suck it, Chiefs. We already did it. Y'all
not in a Super Bowl era.
Y'all haters. Yeah, I knew you were gonna bring that up. Y'all haters. We did it though.
Okay. Fair enough.
We had a perfect season, 14-0. Okay. Once again, three-peated that.
Whoa! What?
14-0, perfect season. So
okay, you're bringing it up.
So you and Patriots and Miami are not the only ones to do it. You guys aren't ready for that conversation.
All right.
So we also that year we beat at that time perfect 10-0 San Francisco 49ers, who were known for the offense. That was the prowess offense. We held them to 7 points, and they were 10-0.
What did they average? I don't know if you know. I'm just curious. Do you know what they averaged the rest of the season outside of that game?
I don't know.
No? Okay. No. It's a long time ago. I was just wondering. You said you held them to 7 points, but they were known for I was wondering how much they were scoring outside of that.
I'm not sure about that.
No, okay.
But so we held them to that.
Okay.
And then we beat the Bills in the championship game, 49-7. Think about it, 49-7 back in
fucking Bills, bro. Beat that ass.
Back in the fucking 40s when the average offense probably only scored 21 points or something.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't even know.
So, I'm just saying.
All right. So that's your number 10?
It's my number 10.
So,
and honorable shout out, just saying, Paul Brown coaching.
Oh, yeah. I mean, named the Browns. The Browns are named. All right.
Paul Brown.
So,
we had Otto Graham as quarterback, and I don't know if you know.
Was Jim Brown there at running back yet?
No, that was like in the
50s?
I think we were in the NFL at that point.
Okay. So, all right. Now you go ahead with number 9, and then I'll go.
All right, so number 9, I have the 96 Packers.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre, baby.
Okay. That was right in his MVP run.
He did. It was, yes. And they led the league in scoring offense and scoring defense that year.
Ooh, okay. Good stat.
Yep.
Good stat.
And obviously Brett Favre won the MVP.
What was their record? What did they got going on there?
I think it was like 15-2 or something like that.
Okay. All right. So, do you got anything else for him? Or no?
No, you got yours.
96. All right. My number 9 team, the 1999 St. Louis Rams.
Okay.
The greatest show on turf. The original greatest show on turf.
Yep.
The Kurt Warner story, we've all heard it. A year before, he was stocking shelves at a grocery store.
Yep.
This is his MVP season. This is the breakout year. This is Marshall Faulk. This is Torrey Holt. This is Isaac Bruce. This is a Super Bowl winning team. This is an iconic offense.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Vermeil, a Hall of Fame head coach. Mike Martz, a Hall of Fame coach. Just number 9. You got to give it to them. They were first in scoring with 526. They were 4th on defense. They only allowed 242 points, so they were filled out on defense. They weren't just an offensive showcase. They obviously won 2 Super Bowls, went to 3, lost to the Patriots at one point. The team kind of fell apart at the end.
Yep.
But the 1999 St. Louis Rams, the original greatest show on turf.
The original. All right, I like that.
That's my number 9 team. So, I guess I'll go 8, and then you go 8 now. Yep. That's our order. So, as the number 8 team, this one's a little more vague. I did pick a specific team, but it's kind of just an era of the team as well.
Yep.
The late 70s, specifically 1978 Steelers. That was their 4th they won 4 Super Bowls. Terry Bradshaw. I mean, look at the roster. It's loaded with Hall of Famers.
That's your 8?
That's my number 8.
78 Steelers?
78 Steelers / just the 70s Steelers. That 4 Super Bowl. The 78 team is like the accumulation of it. Franco Harris. Yeah. I mean, just an amazing
I won't get ahead of it, but we're pretty close to that one.
Okay, cool. Go ahead with your 8.
Okay, my number 8 is the 86 New York Giants.
Ooh, I did not. Maybe I should have had them as an honorable mention. I don't know.
86. They were 17-2.
That's Bill Belichick, right? On defense?
Mm-hmm. 17-2. They beat the next 2 Super Bowl winning teams 66-3.
Ooh,
so
God damn.
2 teams that they played in the playoffs only scored 3 points.
That's insane.
That's insane. And they scored 6-6. So they scored 33-2, basically a point and a half in this
That's
game.
fucking... I didn't even know that. That's a crazy stat.
That is crazy stat. And they had, obviously, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. And again, Bill Belichick was their DC.
Mm-hmm.
Parcells was their head coach. So
yeah, Bill. Yep.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, that's... Man, great pick. Wow. Yeah. I'm impressed. That was a good one. Damn.
Yep.
I'm kind of a little embarrassed I don't even have them as an honorable mention. Maybe I'm rehashing my honorable mentions, everybody.
All right, so that was 8, yeah?
Yeah, so...
I'll do 7.
Yeah.
So I had the 78 Steelers as my 7.
Okay, all right.
Once again, basically the same things you said. Also, they had 10 Hall of Famers come out of that team.
That's what I was saying. If you just look at the roster, there's Hall of Famers
everywhere.
So you have to respect
You
it.
do.
So my number... We're on 7? No, my number 7 team... And again, this one, I got a real specific one, but it's almost an era. The 89 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of the 1980s 40. But the 89 Niners, that's Joe Montana's 4th Super Bowl.
Yep.
Jerry Rice is in his prime at that point. You have Roger Craig, the first player to ever get 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving in the same season. I mean, just a collection of great players. Ronnie Lott on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Just an insane roster. They were first in scoring that year. They were 3rd in defense. They had 442 points. Joe Montana, he had, against the Cincinnati Bengals in that Super Bowl, one of the greatest game-winning drives ever. And it didn't end with a field goal like a lot of Brady's. He threw the dot for the touchdown. Like, Montana in the Super Bowl, undefeated. Never lost.
Yep.
Money in the playoffs. You look at his playoff stats and his playoff numbers. Like, you just... Like... Montana still, in some ways, kind of still has an argument as the GOAT. In a weird, like, before Brady, he kind of was considered the GOAT because he had 4 Super Bowls.
100%.
But, like, Montana, like, man, like, you got to remind yourself sometimes, damn, they were an impressive team. And, and they beat the 84 Dolphins. So I got to respect the team as a total. So that's my number 7.
All right, my number 7. Well, you do your number 6 now.
Oh, do I? Oh, yep. My number 6. The 2007 Patriots.
Yeah, that's great. That's my exact one too.
The number 6?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool. Hey, so we've got 2007 Patriots as the number 6 team of all time. I mean, we already know. Randy Moss.
Randy Moss there.
They lost to the Giants, but that team.
Technically perfect regular season.
Yes.
To be honest with you, if they had won that Super Bowl, they probably would have been high on my list.
If they had won that Super Bowl, it would be hard to not put them number 1.
That's what I'm saying.
It would be the fact that they lost, they dropped to 6. That's how great of a team it is, though. The fact that they lost is why they're 6. If they won, you almost have to put them
number 1. Exactly.
All right, so go ahead. Let's move on to 5.
Okay, 5. I got the 76 Raiders.
John Madden. Marcus Allen.
Mm-hmm. So
Jim Plunkett.
They were 16-1 overall. Obviously, they had John Madden, once again, one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Jim Plunkett at quarterback, wasn't it?
Yep.
I know that team.
Once again, a little thing that made them a little spot on my heart is they beat the Steelers in the AFC title game. So,
In the midst of the Steelers, dynasty.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I got the 76 Oakland Raiders.
Okay. My number 5 team. This one's going to be a little controversial, I feel like. And you might even argue, I don't know how you'll feel, but you're going to be kind of a little annoyed with this one.
All right, number 5.
Got the 2019 Chiefs.
2019 Chiefs.
Yeah, won the Super Bowl, Tyreek Hill.
Okay, I mean...
Mahomes led the league and had 5,000 yards passing.
For sure.
It was the start of, it was their first Super Bowl win. It was the start, Andy Reid as coach. I mean, that team, the 2019 Chiefs...
Oh, they were, yeah.
That's kind of like a squad right there. Kelsey in his prime. I mean, that was really. I put him at number 5, and it's kind of the start of what's become the Chiefs dynasty, which maybe we just saw the end of, maybe not.
Maybe not. We'll see.
But that team, the 2000, that's the start of it. Like I'm gonna put them number 5.
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah. I'm giving it to them.
All right.
Who you got?
I got at number 4. I have the '92 Cowboys.
Okay, I didn't know. Like I said, I put them as honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Sell them to me.
Like I said, they were 16-3, including playoffs, obviously.
Yep.
They had the Great Wall of Dallas, the offensive line.
Maybe the best ever.
Yep. They had the triplets. Like I said, the 3 playoff wins, they won by a combined score of 116-47.
Holy shit.
They were putting up points.
Damn, boy, that offense and the defense was obviously,
doing a good job, yeah.
Jimmy Johnson built a squad, bro.
They did.
So, all right, so you got, that was number 4?
Yes,
number 4. You got any more?
I was going to also mention that this was only 3 years after they went 1-15.
The Herschel Walker trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones, they really built him back up.
It was Jimmy Johnson. Jerry Jones, I don't think he liked to think he did.
Yeah, but it was really
the best decision Jerry Jones ever made with the Cowboys was hiring Jimmy Johnson. The worst decision he ever made was firing Jimmy Johnson.
100%.
That's really. So where are we at? Number 4.
Yep, number 4.
All right, number 4. I've got the 1998 Broncos.
Okay.
They won the Super Bowl that year.
Mm-hmm.
That was their back-to-back. That was their second. They went back-to-back in 97-98.
Yep.
Elway retires. Terrell Davis had 2,000 yards. You know how hard it is to repeat? Especially when everybody knows.
It is, yeah.
Like, everybody, every team you played, that's their Super Bowl. They're playing. Like, you get the best of the best playing. Like, that's, what it is. Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame running back.
Yep.
They had Rod Smith. A lot of people don't remember him. Kind of forgotten name at receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Baller. Shannon Sharp, Hall of Fame tight end.
Yep.
The defense, they had Bill Romanowski. Dude's juicing, but boy, he was playing.
He did, but boy, he was playing.
I got the 98 Broncos as my number 4 team of all time.
All right.
Terrell Davis was that good.
I got, at my number 3, and I think you're going to really enjoy this one.
Okay.
I got the 84 San Francisco 49ers.
Fair enough.
Little cool stat line here.
Mm-hmm.
They shut out Dan Marino in the second half of the Super Bowl.
They did. I know. I know that Super Bowl probably more than most.
With the high-flying offense you guys had, shut you out.
It's actually impressive. I mean, Miami was fucking balling that year.
Yep. They had an 18-1 record.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, the score was 44-10. So defense was definitely pretty insane. Once again, they shut you guys out.
Montana.
Yep.
And this is Montana pre-Rice. This is Montana's second Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, he don't even have the GOAT receiver yet. And he's out here getting his second ring. Like, got to give it to him. So where are we at? We're at number 3.
Yes, number 3.
All right, number 3. I've got the 1985 Bears.
Number 3.
15-1. Only game they lost was Miami, Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
You already know. They scored 456 points. They allowed 198 points, both good for first. Got to give the 85 Bears respect.
For sure.
They ain't there to cause trouble. They were just there to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
Yep.
They had a kick-ass song.
They did.
Walter Payton. They had the refrigerator pair. They had the defense. They implemented a new defense called the 46 defense that we've all known now.
Yep.
Doesn't work that well against spread offenses, but in that era when it was just line up in the eye and
for sure.
They figured it out. That you got to give respect. Number 3, 85 Bears.
I like it. All right, number 2. Obviously, we got the 72 Dolphins.
Ooh, I agree. I have them number 2.
Nice. So, obviously, what more can we say? Perfect season.
Absolutely. Undefeated defense.
Yeah.
No name defense, The one thing I will say about the 72 team, Brian Griese, who was their star quarterback, Bob Griese, I'm sorry. His father, Brian Griese's dad, Bob Griese, the starting quarterback, broke his leg, missed most of the season. Earl Morrall, tidbit about him, won MVP that year as the backup for Miami, led him all the way on the undefeated season. Earl Morrall, tidbit about him again, 1968 Baltimore Colts. He won the MVP that season as Johnny Unitas' backup and brought them to a championship with Don Shula as the coach of that team. Don Shula, the coach of the Dolphins.
Nice.
Brought him with him. Brought him with him as a backup twice. Won MVP as a backup twice. Led a team to a championship.
That's an impressive stat line.
Earl Morrall is like a forgotten hero.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a dude. So that's my number 2. That's your number 2. You go number 1 first. I'm curious. I've got a controversial number 1.
All right, I'll go mine first. You already talked about them. My number 1 is the 85 Bears.
Oh,
the
come
85 Bears, boy.
Number 1?
Number 1, for sure.
Okay. I don't know. All right, sell them to me as the number 1.
All right, so.
I sold them as number 3, so.
So, first off, they were obviously 18-1 overall.
Lost to Miami.
Yep, lost to Miami. Like you talked about, they brought in the 46 defense.
Absolutely.
They only allowed 10 points in 3 playoff games. Pretty impressive.
That is.
They beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Or beat the yeah. And not only did they beat them, they stole the tagline for a little while, America's team. That's savage.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's savage. They stole the tagline after they beat them.
They were like, that's ours now.
Now we are America's team.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Not only were they about the defense, obviously, was a big thing they were known for, obviously. Only allowing 10 points in 3 playoff games, which is impressive. Mm-hmm. But they also brought the swagger. Like, they literally stole someone's tagline.
Dude, they were a menace. They were just a menacing team that just was unstoppable, it felt like. It seemed. So that's your number 1.
That's my number 1. I go to 85 Bears.
Okay.
That's my number 1.
Just one guess. I just want to. Who do you think I have as number 1? Just off what we've heard, just roughly, just before I say. I'm just so curious.
I really thought you were going to go to the Dolphins. The 72 Dolphins, but
well, guess what, bud? I did go to the Dolphins. The 1973 Dolphins.
Okay.
They repeated. They didn't go undefeated. They went 12-2. They were 5th in the NFL in scoring with 343 points. They were 1st in defense. They allowed 150 points. They were a more complete team. They were more developed. They played the hardest schedule in the league as defending champs and were able to repeat. So if I'm giving the 1972 Dolphins love at number 2, but the 1973 team was literally a run back of the same roster, more developed, better, playing a tougher schedule, and repeating. By logic, I have to give them number 1. My controversial number 2. The Dolphins have the top 2 teams in the NFL history.
But that's crazy, but you don't give them the perfect season Dolphins?
No, because the 73 team was better. I think if the 73 team in some weird reality could play the 72 team, the 73 team would win. They're the same exact team, just more developed, more cohesive, just better. They're just a better version of the 72 team, even though they didn't go undefeated.
Okay. But you know who the 73 Dolphins couldn't beat? The 85 Bears.
Bullshit.
They could not.
Dude.
That defense would shut you out, bro.
No, you don't understand the disrespect out here. Guys, that's our list. Does anybody agree with me? Does anybody agree with Quill?
I don't think anyone agrees with you.
I told you I had some controversies at the top. I was so like 72 is going to be my number one team, and then as I was doing it, and I was remembering all of my Dolphins lore, and I know a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was like, no, dude, the 73 team is actually better. The only reason the 72 team gets to love is because they went undefeated, which is they deserve it for that.
Yeah, same.
But the 73 team, they won. The Dolphins went back to back, and if you actually want to get into it, the Dolphins went to the Super Bowl in 71 and lost. So they went to Super Bowl 3 years in a row, then won back to back after losing their first. I mean, they had a run there in the early 70s.
No, they were good, sure.
But that's what I got, guys. Quill, that's what you got.
That's what we got.
Sideline Society, we appreciate you stopping by. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Rich.
I'm Quill.
We'll see you next time.
Catch you around.